Hello friends, it's Monday the 31st of May 2021. Welcome back for another quick garden tour. Happy Memorial Day. We're going to start in the orchard. Flowers are all gone. You can see how nicely the cherries are coming along. Here's my hand for reference. It's pretty good. The other cherry tree is the same. Here you can see how well the apples are coming along. My hand for reference. The Granny Smith is doing the same. I'm so impressed. Oh, never had apples before. Yay. And also you can see how the peaches are coming along. Here's my hand for reference. The other peach tree does not have as many peaches as this, but it is younger. And by some grace, the pear tree got pollinated. Now this is a moonglow pear that does need to be cross-pollinated, I think. I made these stones a couple years ago with all the information. And XP for me, that's my reference for cross-pollinated. So there must be another pear tree in here since my other pear over here didn't have flowers. We'll see what happens. Into the garden. I just think this angle is pretty when you first walk in. It's great in the late part of summer when this is all full to the top. But down here, just take a look. All the beans and things are starting to climb, actually. Look at that. This one is winding up, coming on through. That's pretty much the same the whole row down. Many bumblebees enjoying the raspberries. No real change how the fruit of both the currants look. The black jewel raspberry flowers have been pollinated and are closing up. And on some of my normal raspberries, you can see we're getting the beginning of buds. Sorry, the focus there. If you look at the gooseberry and you think, whoa, this looks top heavy, you're right. It's really weighed down, and that's a sign that the berries are mostly mature. Let's take a look at this limb here closer. Yep, and you can see that these are the size that they're supposed to be. Sorry about the focus. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna wait for them to get just a little bit more yellow. I don't really even have to. They pick off just fine. I like them to be just a little bit bigger, although this is almost perfect. Another week, 2 at most. I've never let my rhubarb go this long, so I've never seen the true scale of it before, but it's huge. My God. I will pick all but 2/3 of this and use it and save it and give it away. And pretty exciting. It's taking over my bench. Don't the barrels look great? Look at that, full of kale. Nice looking kale. Same for the mint. The chard is just weird, and apparently there's some late germination, so good. And I was a tool and didn't really use much of the spinach, so it's bolting. In the back bed, looks like the onions are starting to put on their flower heads. The Egyptian walking onions are, let's say belly button, just under belly button height. The zucchinis have doubled in size again, I would say, and pretty soon I'll be able to start training them upward. There's even a flower head in the zinnia. The dill is going out of control, so is the catnip, and the basil. They're all doing really well in this environment. And so is the cilantro. It's just filled up this whole thing, and it's not going to bolt. It loves being under the shade of a tree. And the rosemary is actually starting to grow a little bit too. It's cool. You can see we've got lots of onions that are popping up everywhere in different spots of the garden. In the bed, next up, you can see that the peas are about 2 feet tall. These beets are coming in nice with a couple onions intercropped. This mammoth sunflower is about 1.5 feet, and the first potatoes are popping up. These are the late ones. The strawberry asparagus patch is nice and full. I'm happy to say, very pleased. These are starting to ripen. In fact, this is the first strawberry of the season. I'll pull it for you on camera. Look at that. It's beautiful. I suppose I could let it go for maybe another day, but I'm gonna eat it. Here's satisfaction. Oh. Oh God. Oh God. This is why we do it, right? Fun fact, I have a mint infestation. I'll need to get that out so the strawberries and asparagus don't get all squashed out in here. It's a job for this week. The pumpkin, crookneck squash are all growing just fine. In the next bed up, the peas again are at that 2-foot level. The early potatoes are coming through really nicely. You can see the row where I planted them. The radishes look good, and I'm getting a decent taking of the intercropped onions. In the next bed up, Tomatoes are at 1.5 feet. In fact, you can see how much they've grown since the last time I tied them. That was always the top, so it's grown 6 inches here, 8 inches or so, etc. The carrots are pretty sporadically germinated. That's pretty disappointing. The ground cherries don't really seem to be taking off. I don't know why. In the front bed, we can see my shadow waving hello and a bunch of very healthy, large brassicas. And in front of them, just look at that. We've got a lot of new green growth on all of the blueberries. And you can see that the Mexican sunflowers are doing quite nicely. That one's suffering a little bit. Everybody else looks good. I would say all the very healthy ones are at 1.5 feet. That one's almost 2 feet. I love gardening, guys. No mow May is done. In other news, you can see that I mowed finally. In fact, I did that on the 29th because rain was in the forecast, even though it didn't come. I got a video about that coming out too. And how are things in your garden? Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, you know what to do. And until next week, happy gardening. Bye.